was go change the ticket out and pay the extra $4 for the grown-up ticket.
So they just made you.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, you can't get in. This is a children's ticket." It's like, "Oh, my bad."
Okay.
And they might say something smart, but it's like, "Yo, little dweeb, like I don't care what you have to say. Get out of my way. I'm gonna get this popcorn and watch these movies." My brother was on a plane where there was a child on the plane, a baby, who was crying. All right, like if you taking your baby places, please feel free. But the second that little twerp starts crying, you got to get up and go. So if you're on the plane, get a parachute for the baby, throw it out, pull it, and go.
No, that's not true. I feel bad for babies on planes.
Why?
Because occasionally you have to go somewhere with the baby. There's no other way to get there. You put them on a plane.
So why why don't you feel bad for babies in movie theaters?
Because a movie theater is making a choice to go.
I want to see this movie. I can't find the babysitter.
I don't care. Wait for it. That's your choice to have the baby. Wait until the movie comes out on VOD or streaming, whatever we call it now.
Okay. All right.
Don't bring. Oh, I cannot wait to tell you this whole story.
I can't wait to hear it. Because we watched Fantastic Four with a man who was shaking the theater with his snores. I told you that. Like, in our row.
I hate that too.
It was downright comical.
I had like a top 3 day at the movies. I had a great day.
Like, oh my gosh, does this man have sleep apnea? Is he all right? Where's his CPAP at?
Sir,
gosh, what was the song?
Have you gotten checked? The song was Fast by Sweetie. Are you familiar with it?
I am not.
It's like from 2021. Locomotion, we causing the commotion. You know, my first instinct was to delete it.
I have heard it.
And then I let it go, and I was kind of bopping along to it, and I was like, I don't think I'm ready to let this one go.
Okay.
It's kind of fun.
I thought Sweetie was going to be really, really good.
Me too, my USC fellow Trojan.
She is just not for me.
She is good, but did not ascend to the place that I expected her to.
I thought she and Megan and Cardi were all in the same
could be peers
tier.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm no longer interested in hearing Sweetie records. She's with Mulatto and Sexy Red and the rest of those types.
Not Sexy Red. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. It is Monday, August 11th. Going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, lots to get to from this weekend. A thrilling playoff finish at TPC Southwind at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. NFL preseason overreaction. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. We had some big WNBA action as well. Gary Parrish will join us about 40 minutes in. We'll catch up with him on the weekend. We'll do a little Hot Mess Express among those topics today. A 50-foot hot dog, Labubu thievery, and Mariano Rivera joined the Torn Achilles Club. We'll get into it all. It's a Monday. You know what we say. Welcome back. That was lame.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out. Let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. 2-hour show ahead on this Monday. Lots to get into from the weekend, so I will start with the best thing I saw this weekend, and it was right here locally. FedEx St. Jude Championship. I have to start with a full disclaimer. I did not watch the playoff live, and I do feel like it is partially my fault that the FedEx St. Jude Championship went to a playoff again. And I won't say fault because people seemed super amped by how everything played out at TPC Southwind this weekend. But yesterday afternoon, Chris and I decided to go see Weapons, and I purchased our tickets for early evening yesterday. And as for weapons, like the rumors are true. It's great. Go see it. You should know as little as humanly possible about it. Do not let the film dweebs tell you it is not good. It was a great time at the movies. You should see it in a movie theater. And that is all that I will say for now. But we decided to go see a movie Sunday evening. And I was like, oh, what if the golf goes late? And I was like, no, we'll be able to get to it on time. And we had gone out to TPC Southwind on Saturday. We wanted to go on Saturday so we could just have fun, have a good time. I usually like to watch the finish on TV because, frankly, when I'm out at the golf course, as was the case on Saturday, I'm watching very little golf. I am not consuming golf from a competitive viewing standpoint. I am out drinking and having fun with my friends, which is what we did. Like, truly had a blast on Saturday. CJ and I were out there Thursday with a little more of like a working capacity, but the weekend version of the FedEx St. Jude Championship is always a great time. The crowds were awesome. I spent a lot of time on the 14th hole, which, as we've talked about, was the hole where if someone got a birdie on 14, they slashed the drink prices to $5 for 5 minutes. And it was very fun walking up to the 14th hole. So we had access to the St. Jude Pavilion, which is awesome. If you ever want to have like an elevated experience out of the FedEx St. Jude Championship, the St. Jude Pavilion has unlimited drink, unlimited food. And so we grabbed some drinks from the pavilion and then met up with our friends who were in a different tent and walked on down to 14. And as we're walking down there, they had like 3 birdies in a row. And you are just watching these hordes of people jump up and run to the bar over and over and over. We're like, oh my God, this is gonna be the most fun thing of our life. And then we get situated in the tent down on the dock. They have this party on the dock area. And it felt like a day party. It felt like a day club. And everyone was drinking, and shout out to the dude who had like 15 Michelob Ultras lined up in front of him. I was like, you do you, sir. You have had a good day thus far. It was shaded, so it was a little less hot than being just out in the beating sun. But then we're watching group after group after group. No birdies. We were there for like an hour plus without seeing a single birdie after we had been coming down and just seeing them hit. And we're like, surely we're going to get to experience the fun of somebody getting a birdie on this hole and everybody going to the bar. And then finally, Sepp Straka, like 6 groups into our experience down there, got a birdie. There we go. And people didn't even realize that it had happened. They were like so excited for a big name to do it. And by the time it was Sepp Straka, they were like, oh, it's time to go to the bar again. But it was really, really fun. Totally recommend it for future years if you're not somebody who just wants to go and watch golf. It feels like a very party-like atmosphere. And I had somebody reach out and say, isn't golf supposed to be quiet? And I'm like, yeah, but like when you buy a ticket, you understand you're supposed to be quiet when they are in the middle of, either hitting off the tee or putting in this situation or chipping from off the green. And they do still have the hush y'all signs. And that woman, God bless the woman working the party on the dock, because she was trying her best to keep everybody quiet. But it does create this atmosphere of like a fun time out with your friends. And it was funny because watching it on TV on Sunday, they had moved the pin into a much more difficult placement on 14, and Andrew Novak, I think, was the first person to have a birdie, and it was long into the day. So the people were thirsty on 14, and they erupted when he got it. And the broadcasters were like, wow, the fans are really behind Novak. And I'm like, no, the fans are really behind beer. They finally get a $5 beer in this situation. So anyway, we had a great time on Saturday. And then Sunday, we buy these movie tickets, and I'm like, I bet it's going to go to a playoff again. And then sure enough, Tommy Fleetwood falls apart. And CJ can attest that I'm a big Tommy Fleetwood fan. You are. I love Tommy Fleetwood. I have been on the Tommy Fleetwood train since he finished as a runner-up in the 2018, I think it was, U.S. Open. And he's never won. Like, he cannot get a PGA Tour win. He is allergic to winning. And that happened again yesterday because he falls apart. He had a lead going into the last 3 holes. And ultimately, Justin Rose catches absolute fire. So I'm watching Justin Rose, birdie, 4 straight birdies, gets to 18, almost has the opportunity to win it in regulation with a birdie on 18, misses that putt. I sit down for a movie, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to catch up after the fact. And I guess it went 3 exciting playoff holes between him and JJ Spawn, who was the winner of this year's U.S. Open, and ultimately Justin Rose makes a great putt for birdie. JJ Spawn misses a 7-footer, which was probably one of his easier putts of the day, and he just misses it. And Justin Rose wins in thrilling fashion. Like, if you love golf, that's what it's all about. But even if you're a casual golf fan, you could not ask for much more exciting finishes at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. So I was thrilled to see it end in a exciting fashion, in a way where people were talking positively about, wow, the golf in Memphis this weekend was great. Justin Rose, 45 years old. 45. He is of the top 10 golfers in the world. I think he's the oldest by 9 years. And it's a good story, too. Somebody who easily could have taken the Live Golf retirement package. And by retirement package, I mean just go off and get paid a stupid amount of money to play for Live Golf. But he still wanted to be able to compete for the majors. And he's playing some of the best golf of his career this summer and just turned 45. And now he won at TPC Southwind. A wonderful golf tournament in the books.
Yeah, great for him. Happy for all the golfers who had some success, and sad for the golfers who didn't, I guess.
Tommy Fleetwood still made like $1 million this weekend. It's all right.
I had money on Fleetwood.
Oh, you did?
You told me you liked
you?
You told me you liked Fleetwood. I saw him swing the club one time. I was like, yep, that's my pick to win it all right there. But no, I enjoy sporting events that are more than just about the result on the field or the pitch or the course or the court, whatever we're playing here. And FedEx St. Jude Championship, it is. You've got St. Jude right there in the name. You've got the connection with the St. Jude Hospital. Seeing the former or current St. Jude patients, walking around on the golf course, and they had some of them as flag caddies as well. It's like, oh, okay, this is what sports can be. This is what sports has the ability to do, and it reminded me of just the good that sports does in a community. You've got kids who are battling various real serious illnesses. You've got St. Jude, the hospital, that allows for them to get world-class treatment and for free, right? And that's what it's about right there. What good is it to have all of these various treatments if people can't access them, or if when they do access them, they're flat broke afterwards and they're in debt? So yeah, you're alive, but guess what? You'll be paying for this for the rest of your life. No, St. Jude isn't doing that. And to see them, FedEx and St. Jude, partner with the PGA and give back in the ways that they did this weekend was incredible, man. Seeing all the St. Jude patients, former patients out there on the course and being flag caddies, it was a reminder that, hey, some things are bigger than sports, and this is one of them. And I like when we can use sports to highlight a cause like St. Jude.
Yeah, and they honored Fred Smith out at the event, too. They did a flyover for him on Saturday. That flyover was awesome. Sometimes a little terrifying when you were below a flyover, because it's incredible just how low to the ground the plane is. And they used a FedEx plane. They did it at 2:59 to honor Fred Smith. And this was the first tournament since his passing. And obviously, not just an instrumental reason of why this tournament is in Memphis, the reason that this tournament is in Memphis and has managed to stay in Memphis and has now elevated to the place where it is the first stop on the FedEx Cup playoffs. And you have a situation where the top 70 golfers on the PGA Tour are coming to Memphis, minus Rory McIlroy because he hates the kids. He doesn't hate the kids. It was in his best interest professionally to take the week off and still be eligible to be in the playoffs when they continue next weekend in Maryland. But like you said, like Rory not being here, for everyone else who was here, it is this reminder of, yes, it's a sporting event, but it is so much more than that. And that's always something, it's more than just the event. But it is. To see the kids from St. Jude is one of the most beautiful things every year that happens. And it's a special thing. And it feels like Memphis is really lucky to have the FedEx St. Jude Championship in Memphis, but it feels like the FedEx St. Jude Championship is also lucky to get to be in Memphis. TPC Southwind was in pristine shape. All of the food options, I heard from people who were bopping around all the various local eats that they were able to get. People went to Smackers, people went to the Birdies and Bubbles with the chicken sandwich. There was also a great hot dog option that people didn't stop raving about. It was just a really fun weekend. Like we always say, it's one of the most fun weekends of the year in Memphis, even though it's 8 billion trillion degrees, and yet you're still willingly choosing to be outside.
If you were out there early enough, you could bop about, right? No, I was outside this weekend in the morning. I was out there at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
I
was like, oh, this is fine. 11 o'clock is okay. Where's the shade at? Like, let's go back inside.
Well, I
Let's
wanted
get
to
back
walk.
in the shade. Let's find some shade. But yeah, if you got out there early enough, it was pretty pleasant.
I even did it in the middle of the afternoon, and guess what? I
In
survived.
Middle of the afternoon, it's.
I mean, it wasn't great, but I survived.
Middle of the afternoon, you chug your water and get in the shade somewhere, man.
I was with people in the St. Jude Pavilion, which is on the 18th fairway. So it's a great location, right? Like if you want to just stay in one spot and you have the air conditioning to do so, it's a good place to watch because you can see everybody coming through 18. And they split it up over the weekend. So like on Saturday, half the groups are starting on 1 and the other half are starting on 9. So you get everyone is my point, no matter what, if it's at the beginning or at the turn. And I understand sitting and watching. I just love to move. Like one of my favorite things about the golf tournament is walking around the golf tournament. I don't care how hot it is. I put 2 waters in my pocket and I went and I sweated, but I enjoyed being out amongst the people because there is just a special kind of energy when you're around people who are into it and seeing kids and families out there together. It was a really good time. What was the best thing that you watched over the weekend, CJ?
Best thing that I watched over the weekend would be the new Wakanda TV series.
Oh, you started it?
Yeah, I started it. Taking my time to get through. It's a lot of stuff that I want to watch on TV right now.
Yeah.
Wednesday. So I watched an episode of Wednesday. I need to start watching Wednesday. King of the Hill has been great. The reboot of King of the Hill. And then there's this Wakanda series that is on, I forget what it's called, but it's on Disney Plus. And I love the animation. I love the stories that they're trying to tell here. I'm curious to see. It's 6 episodes long. I'm 2 in, so I'll start the 3rd episode today. A really good episode. The 2nd episode, don't want to give too much away, but it's Achilles and a Wakandan, and they're doing the whole fighting for the whole Trojan War type thing. They're getting into it there, and it's like, oh, very clearly these two are like together.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Achilles and Wakanda?
Achilles and the Wakanda guy.
Okay.
Because, Achilles had a...
Yes, there's a whole book about it. Song of the
so-
Achilles.
So...
Nice little romance.
Yes. So there's that going on, and it's a pretty interesting story outside of that piece of it, which they don't explicitly say. It's just, these two have probably kissed before. Like, I'm pretty sure they've kissed before. So yeah, it's that type of stuff going on there, and I just really enjoy it. We could talk more about it in the TV Tuesday, but TV was the best thing that I watched. King of the Hill has been, like I said, incredible. Picking them up and just dropping those characters in today's age and saying, okay, here's how they would react to some of the things. There's a lot. And I know in my family group chat, we've watched King of the Hill the entire time. And there we go back and forth about, okay, would Hank Hill like this person in charge or wouldn't he? There was a whole episode dedicated to Hank Hill during the 2000 election or 2004 election. I think 04 election. He went to shake president at the time, George W. Bush, went to shake his hand. Found out Bush had a limp handshake, was like, oh no, I can't vote for this man anymore. So there was a whole episode about that. And so they did an episode where they go to the Dallas Library or Dallas Museum. I can't remember what it is. And Presidential Library. That's what it is. Dallas Presidential Library, HW's library. So they're there. And it's like, okay, we're going to put you guys in the Situation Room. And one of the Dale Gribble, he is an insane person. He is a conspiracist, right? He's into the second conspiracy of the first conspiracy. So he's like, well, Barack Obama wasn't born over here. And Hank's like, hey, don't you say that, Dale. He was born over here. He was born in Hawaii, which is more than enough of a reason not to vote for him. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. This is hilarious to you, boy. So yeah, TV's the best.
I love how
thing
you
I
said
watch.
Dale. As you know, I have never watched a single episode of
You've
King of the
never
Hill.
watched King of the Hill?
Not one episode.
Not a single one?
Not a single episode.
You'd love King of the Hill.
Blind spot.
You'd love.
Not one.
I think you'd.
I would enjoy King of the Hill.
No, don't watch it.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna like it actually.
That's all right. I
Because
appreciate
it's
it.
a lot of that rural working class type humor and some of that gets on your nerves. So you're just not going to
Well,
enjoy
now I
it.
feel like I have to investigate to know what you mean by
I'll tell you.
in a break.
I'll tell you during
Okay,
the break.
we'll take a break.
'Cause we don't break.
Yes,
we keep
do.
going.
Oh, we go straight through.
Yeah, come on,
God,
we keep
it's been too
going.
long. Okay,
We
my
keep
bad.
going. So
I was
what's
trying to set up.
Were you trying to set
for
up the
what?
WNBA?
No, I was
Oh.
trying to set up what you absolutely wouldn't have said the best thing you watched over the weekend.
What?
NFL preseason. We had 4 days of NFL preseason.
Dudes in the chat, right? So the chat question is, what was the best thing you saw this weekend? I put some answer choices in there. Somebody in the chat, I can't remember who, was like, yo, no love for the 70-yard field goal?
It was Darnell.
No, it wasn't Darnell.
Oh, I thought it was
wasn't.
Darnell.
Which, because he's a
Because he
Jags.
sent it.
He
Because there was
sent it. I
one
gonna
thing in
send
our
it.
Slack
I
channel
was
this
gonna
morning.
send it.
So was I. I had it in my
Darnell,
queue.
we saw the 70-yard preseason
But I
field
got
goal
on Slack
kick.
this morning, and the one thing that had already been sent right when it happened was Cam Little's 70-yard field
Like,
goal.
come on, it's a preseason field goal.
I mean, to be fair, I love kickers matter. Kickers matter.
only when they mess up.
And Cam Little, local product, 2024 6th-round pick out of Arkansas. He was good last year. I think he was 5 of 6 on field goals from over 50 yards. And in a preseason game, he nails a 70-yarder. Now, it doesn't count because it's the preseason. But if it did count, it would be the longest field goal in NFL history. Perhaps we have our next kicker. Maybe he can have a career that isn't marred by scandal late in life that forces us to reevaluate everything that we know about him. So for now, I'm going to say, hell yeah, Cam Little, thanks for your 70-yard field goal. That was obviously not the most talked about thing from the NFL preseason over the weekend.
Where were you when the 70-yard field goal kick happened? Exactly. You don't know because you don't know when the hell it happened.
Say,
What
was
day
it
did
Saturday
it
or
happen?
Friday?
You don't know.
It was Saturday.
You don't know.
I watched one preseason game live.
An entire game?
No,
Okay.
because I had to get to a dinner.
Okay,
But
how
I
much
went
of the
out of my
game?
way. I watched the first quarter.
Okay.
So I didn't see when things got real interesting. But I will say, from an appointment viewing standpoint, in my household, my husband was trying to watch Andor, and I had to interrupt him and say, can we turn on a preseason game? And he said, God,
bless
he said,
his heart.
dear God, I prayed for a woman who loved sports, but this is not what I meant in this moment. But I did want to see Shedeur Sanders start for the Cleveland Browns in their game against the Carolina Panthers on Friday night. And sure enough, Shedeur Sanders was one of the biggest stories of the first weekend of the preseason, and he got the start. I would say it was a real rough day for Shedeur Sanders haters, but it was also a real rough day for those of us who wish we could just have a normal conversation about a preseason game. But that luxury was stolen from us when all the NFL teams decided to take a clearly early round talent at quarterback and have him fall to the 5th round, because look at that touchdown pass from Shedeur Sanders. His first, it was a beaut. Well, textbook thread the needle. I wish that we could just look at this and be like, wow, what a great touchdown pass from Shedeur Sanders. A little like fake it to the right, roll left, perfectly placed ball. He played well. His athleticism was good. He was 14 to 23 for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had those 2 touchdown drives. The first was on a short field. The second was a more complete touchdown drive. But ultimately, he played really well, especially for those 2 touchdowns. And then he was up and down, which is normal for a rookie quarterback in the preseason. Like, bottom line, does he pass the eyeball test? Yes. Shedeur Sanders looked like he belonged, but because of the situation that he is in, it has to go full weirdo mode on everything that Shedeur Sanders does. And next thing you know, there's a new Nike ad that is dropping, which is a sick ad. Like, it's Shedeur with the watch celebration, and it says only a matter of time. And then the caption when they posted it on Instagram was, when you get your opportunity, create your next one. And it had 11 million impressions on social media in the first 24 hours that was up, which is such a testament to the conversation driver that Shedeur Sanders is. But I just wish that we could be normal about it all. But we can't. You have to pick your side, and I will be on the side rooting for Shedeur Sanders to prove the haters wrong. And at least for one preseason game, he reminded people that he is a very capable and talented quarterback, which he was in school as well, which is why many people predicted that he would be a first-round pick or a second-round pick, and why there was some semblance of surprise for those of us who expected him to be taken earlier in the draft. And as he falls to the 5th round, now there is a complete have-to-prove-it narrative that will surround him. And to his credit, whenever he's had a had to prove it moment, he has stepped in and he has shined. And that was the case on Friday night. So it was fun to see.
Listen, I think everybody should have to prove it, not just the Shedeurs of the world. And you get a chance to prove what you're about and what you're capable of. There's little to no doubt in my mind that given an opportunity, Shedeur Sanders is going to not just make the most of it, but be a starting quarterback in this league. Now, the thing that stood out to me, the thing that stood out to me in that game, and I felt like coming into the NFL, I thought his accuracy and the way he read defenses was really elite, was pretty damn good. I thought he was just going to be a statue in the pocket. I was not impressed with Shedeur Sanders' game moving around outside of the pocket. And that's fine, right? Peyton Manning didn't move outside of the pocket real well. Neither did Tom Brady. And both of them have had pretty good careers, I would say, and I think most people would say also, right? Like
Kinda.
That's not a bold
Hot
statement.
take.
And I know that we've transitioned to this space where, all right, we need quarterbacks and we want quarterbacks who extend plays and get outside the pocket and get downfield using their legs every now and then, but you can still make things work with a pocket quarterback. And I felt like Shedeur Sanders was going to be primarily a pocket quarterback. He had wheels in that game. I didn't think Shedeur was that fast. I didn't see Shedeur Sanders do that type of stuff with his legs. I didn't see him do that much, if at all, in college, from Jackson State to Colorado. And he went out there when he had chances to run for first downs, and that's so important because that means that defenses aren't going to be able to play man against you on those third down situations. And I'm not talking run for 2 or 3 yards, but Shedeur was running for 7, 8, 9 yards a couple of times to get first downs. That really impressed me. Now, I don't know what the field was because I was not watching the game. I'm also curious about this Shedeur Sanders
You watched
thing.
anything else?
So curious about it that I watched like 5.5 minutes of every pass attempt Shedeur had. And so just sit down, knock this out. It wasn't the all 22, so I'm not sure from a coverage standpoint what the Panthers were doing. But when last I heard, the Panthers were playing their goods. Were the Panthers playing their starters for a couple of series against Shedeur? Do you know?
I don't know if they were still in at that point.
Okay. Because, listen.
They were at the beginning, but again, the touchdown drives both came in the second quarter.
Okay.
And that second one was off of a muff punt. So it was good field position for Shedeur.
But
still,
the accuracy is
that doesn't matter.
There.
The accuracy matters, but it doesn't matter who's on the other side.
The ability to read defenses is there. And this is when the starters go out. I'm not sure when the Panthers starters go out. But when they go out and the backups come in, you want somebody to pop. You want somebody to jump off the screen. And from what I read and from the 5 minutes I watched of Shedeur's passes, all of his pass attempts, it looked like Shedeur Sanders, much like Trey Lance, better than backups.
Yes.
And so if you're better than backups,
well,
that means you might need a chance to not need.
I think it's an unfair comparison to do
–
Trey and Shedeur, though, because one's a rookie and one's year 4 in the league.
All I'm saying is if you're better than backups, you've earned an opportunity to get another opportunity.
Sure.
That's it. I'm not comparing their games. I'm not comparing what they are as players. I'm just saying, hey, backups are on the field and you're on the field with the backups because right now you're a backup. You're better than the backups. Okay, let's do this again and see if you've got the consistency now. And if you can do it again, then it becomes well, maybe we see what he does with the ones. Let's see how he handles that. And then from there, we figure out what it is. Now, with Shedeur, difference in Shedeur and Trey Lance is obvious. Like you said, rookie and fourth year player. We're only going to talk about Shedeur right now. With Shedeur, as a rookie, if a rookie proves he's better than backups, usually that rookie is, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
We've got to start this guy.
And that's where I wish we could just have these normal, regular rookie conversations about Shedeur Sanders. And instead, he's part of a 6-quarterback room in Cleveland.
Because they're the Browns.
Because they're the Browns, but also because the NFL went the way that it went with Shedeur Sanders. Like, when I watch him, all I can think is that was not a 5th-round pick. And I felt it at the time, and I felt it on Friday, and you don't have to make more out of a preseason appearance than you need to. But with him, it's almost like you do, because it's every single move he makes is an opportunity, and there's pressure within that opportunity. So I don't like that it has to be an opportunity, but he does step into those chances and shows, hey, this is why it was insane that I fell to the 5th round. And he's not saying that. Like, that's what those of us watching him, when he has the poise to look like a quarterback that belongs in a preseason game. He doesn't just go out there and get absolutely smoked. He didn't take any sacks. It was an impressive first start for Shedeur Sanders. And I don't know where it goes from here.
Oh, it goes
with
to
the Browns.
It goes to the next logical
It goes
spot.
to the next preseason game.
Like, okay,
He at least earned more reps in the next preseason
Let's give
game.
him some more reps. Let's see what we have here. And maybe, just maybe, like we can start, if he's good enough, we can start, saying, hey, Snoop, thanks for coming through, dog. We didn't need you.
Yeah.
We're sorry. Now,
That's just
with
injury
the frustration I think that comes in with Brown's front office is, hey, y'all told us we were cool to not take him. Then y'all forced us to take him, and we took another quarterback. What the hell are we supposed to do with 2 of these guys who may be quality NFL signal callers? Like, why we would have taken one and not the other. But if we had to have taken one or the other, we probably would have taken Shedeur, but you guys stepped in last minute
now we have Dylan Gabriel
and forced us to take him.
Yeah.
Now what the Flacco piece of this is pretty damn interesting. Also, Flacco, in a normal situation, just a normal situation, if Shedeur continues to progress like this, again, Shedeur isn't getting very many reps in practice as the 4th-string guy, and he was able to go out there and look like that. Either way it goes. In a normal situation, Flacco would be the starter for like 4 weeks, and then Shedeur would come in. Flacco might give you the best chance of all of the quarterbacks to win right now, but winning right now with that roster in Cleveland is what? Like, best case scenario.
It would be like the Cousins situation in Atlanta last year with Michael Penix in the waiting room, and Kirk Cousins won games early, but the second the wheels fell off, it was a pretty quick trigger to replace him with Michael Penix, because that's your quarterback of the future. And that would be the natural progression for Shedeur in a normal case.
Flacco gives you the best chance to win now. Shedeur gives you the best chance, if he continues to progress like this, would give you the best chance to win in the future.
Yeah.
And that's when the NFL front offices, coaches, teams usually go, okay, this dude's got 4 weeks to show us what he's got. All right, that's what he's got. It's not good enough. Rookie, come in here. Let's go ahead and start this era off. It's just a couple of extra steps, couple more extra steps that Shedeur Sanders has to take. I believe in the talent that Shedeur has. He'll take those steps, and he'll be a starting quarterback in this league sooner rather than later.
I believe in the talent, and frankly, I just find myself rooting for him every step of the way. Someone else I find myself rooting for, Cam Ward. Jacob, I would like one word to describe Cam Ward's first preseason game with the Tennessee Titans. Solid. We got a solid from Jacob. Not quite a future Super Bowl champion, but solid works. Maybe someday. Titans #1 pick, 5 of 8 for 67 yards. All the completions came on the second drive of his, which was a touchdown drive. First possession was a 3-and-out. Second was an 11-play, 65-yard drive, ended with a 1-yard touchdown run by Tony Pollard. I have loved Cam Ward since Cam Ward was slinging it at Washington State. And when he was at Washington State, he had poise in the pocket. When he was at Miami, he was the same way. And in game 1 with the Tennessee Titans, and I won't say game 1, I will put it in quotes, game 1, preseason game 1, you saw a flash of it. Like, you saw a flash of the potential of your franchise quarterback if you're a Tennessee Titans fan. And do you learn everything in one preseason game? Absolutely not. But I swear it's a whole lot more fun than watching Quinn Ewers struggle with the Dolphins or Tyler Shugg have an up-and-down debut, and you're able to look at Cam Ward and just say, he was solid. I think solid is the perfect word to describe Cam Ward's preseason debut. And you get to see the growing relationship he has with Calvin Ridley, and that can be fun. And the biggest thing for me with Cam Ward through camp and now through the early preseason has been the lore building of Cam Ward and like who he is off the field. He got to the game 6 hours before kickoff, which is a routine that he started when he was at Miami. For reference, most people get to a game 3 hours before game time, but his tradition is to get there 6 hours ahead. He watched a movie when he got there, which was Freelance, the 2023 John Cena movie. He was not able to finish it before the game started. Unclear if he finished it at some point during the weekend, but he watched a movie, he listened to music, he watched the grounds crew lift the tarp up and get the field ready, and then the second it was ready, he was able to go and get his warm-ups in. It's the continuous, like, Cam Ward work ethic that has become like synonymous with his rookie process thus far. And that's a good thing too. Like, you see a guy who seems to be emotionally prepped for the load of being QB1 in Tennessee. And he's very easy to root for. And I hope that Cam Ward wins a couple of games. I'm not yet quite ready to take Calvin Ridley in my fantasy football keeper league, but I did watch the plays between the two of them from the weekend, and I was like, ooh, am I sure about that? And that's like a fun place to be from a fan standpoint.
Yeah, man. The preseason of anything is all right. Just can you look competent? And if you look like that, then we can go on to the next step. The only thing that you can do for me in preseason is cause me concern. You can make me think, ooh, boy, there's something not quite right here with this. And Cam Ward in 2 drives, he looked competent. So far, no real concern. Now, it's different when you're out there in the regular season because teams are game planning to stop what you do well and make you do things that you don't want to do, things that you aren't quite as good at. Preseason, everybody's just running their stuff, just trying to get a look at dudes. And so Cam Ward, in this moment, looks fine, looks solid. Like you and Jacob said, I'll echo that sentiment from the things that I read. It looked like he was solid. There's no concern just yet for Cam Ward. And this legend and lore building only matters if you win. Like that's all that matters. It's cool to see it get built, I guess. But like I'm the type of guy who will throw this nonsense back in your face. Like, oh, look at this guy. His team is 1-9 in the last 10 games. He's getting to the game early so he can watch John Cena movies and get motivated. Like, get out of here. All right, that's cool. That's fine. Whatever. Remember how the lore building started with Mayo McNair? Remember how it started with Will Levis and everybody was like, oh, Will Levis puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Okay, but there's a big difference between shows up 6 hours early for a game than puts mayo in his coffee.
6 hours early for a game. Are you showing up 6 hours early for work? No, nobody is. Go out there and compete.
But you know
Let's
what?
go. Get the job done on the field. I don't care about that. This is Jimmy Butler in the bubble bouncing basketballs in his hotel room. It's like, all right, dog. Like, yep, we get it. You want to be known to work hard. We believe you.
I don't think you have to hate on someone trying to work hard, though. I think you can respect it. You don't have to make it more than it is, and I guess using the word lore does just that. But you can be respectful of somebody who is doing the stuff that you're supposed to do to be successful. Building the steps. I mean, God, the number of times when I was in school that we had to read the John Wooden handbook on being successful, failing to prepare as preparing to fail. Like dumb little cliches like that, but they're cliches for a reason. They set people up to be great instead of just good.
Hey.
If you don't have the foundation, you might not have the opportunity.
I don't think that's how you get the foundation. You smell that? It might just be over here. Smells like fake hustle to me.
Oh,
that's what it smells like to me. I'm just telling you what the smell is over here. Smells like fake hustle.
I don't think it smells like
all
fake
right.
hustle.
Well, that's what it smells like over here.
He's really there.
Oh, hey, listen. All right, you got it. You got it. Wish him all the best. Wish the Titans all the best.
Do you think the rest of his teammates are just like, God, he's there so early? I don't have to be expected to be there that early.
I know if I was his teammate, I'd suck my teeth and roll my eyes every damn time one of these type things popped up. Like, okay, here this guy goes.
Yeah, but that's you.
Okay, here he goes. CJ, what time you getting here? Kickoff. I'm getting here at kickoff. I'm getting here to get taped up. I'm getting here to get taped, stretch out, go to watch up.
My Shedeur Watch poster is going to be, what's the latest time I can arrive?
That's what time I'm getting there. Get out of here. 6 damn hours.
Shedeur said he could have watched the movie at home. Listen, I will say, getting through the work process, true story. This is when I first started doing the morning show here at Grind City Media. I would get here, arrive at 5:30 and do all of my work and prep in the office leading up to the show. Because I thought that's what it took to be ready. And then one day it dawned on me, I live 5 minutes away from this place. I could sit on the comfort of my couch and do all of my prep there with my breakfast, with my cozies on, with a blanket, and then I could come in at the last possible second and be ready for the show. That's growing. But when you're first in it, you're doing what you think are the building blocks of success.
It sounds like he had, and rightfully so, #1 overall draft pick, the franchise player for a Titans team that is trying to get back to the playoffs. It sounds like he had a little bit of anxiety to me. Like
sure. He wanted to be in the place. What if there was traffic?
That was his thought.
What if there was a car accident in front of the garage?
Jessica, you're not going to tell me that was work ethic when he got there 6 hours early and watched a movie?
No, but what I am saying is that it is putting yourself in a position where there is no way that you're going to miss a part of your routine. Not just be late, but feel rushed. Feel off kilter.
Okay.
What did I say when I came in this morning? God, I get so... there's an event happening at FedEx Forum today. There was traffic. There were people waiting to come into the building. I wasn't able to park in the spot that I normally park in, and I was a little frazzled when I walked in. It kind of like threw me off. Cam Ward was avoiding any of that happening, and it was his first preseason game. He's just showing up, but I like it in the meantime. What do you want the alternative? Oh, I was running late today and I barely made it. I didn't warm up before my preseason game and now I look like poo.
I want you to get there. I want you to do whatever it is that you do. I want us to not be like, oh, look at this man's work ethic.
Wait, can
6
I tell you
hours
though,
early.
My least favorite part of it, like I read the ESPN article first where it just said like he watched a movie, he listened to music, and I was like, he watched a movie? It's like, I gotta find out what movie this guy watched. And then when I saw it said 2023 John Cena freelance, I was like, you could have just kept that one in the drafts.
Come on, man.
You didn't have to tell us that was the movie. You couldn't come up with something a little more motivational? If you're gonna do it, watch a great, not freelance. What freelance get on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, I've never heard of freelance. Oh, listen, man.
A 10%? You watched a movie with a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes?
We just talked about Rotten Tomatoes.
Talked my way back around.
Isn't
I don't care. It at least
gives.
gives. I'm not saying it should be your like gospel, but if something has 10%, it's probably not very good.
You show up 6 hours early for work. What movie are you watching? So that puts you getting here.
What mood are we going for?
1:45 in the morning. Whatever mood you need to be in to make it through this show. 1:45 in the morning.
Watch broadcast news.
You're here to watch broadcast news, 1:45 in the morning.
Sure.
So that movie's like 2 hours,
And
hour
I'll
and a
watch
half.
Bridesmaids.
And then Bridesmaids,
And then
that's
I'll watch
another
All
hour.
About
So you're
Eve.
3 hours. So that's 4.5 hours. What are you going to do that last hour and a
Don't
half?
ask me my fourth. That's like asking me my Letterboxd top 4.
No, I'm just asking you what are you going to do for the last hour and a half? Because
Meditate. He should have said he was meditating. That's such an easy one.
Easy.
JJ
Watching-
McCarthy style.
Meditating. And it only worked for JJ. It only worked for JJ. Because he beat Ohio State. Like, that's it. That's it. Because we were. My family
And
group
it has a
chat.
championship.
National championship, couple Big Ten titles. Sure, throw those in there if you want to. My family is in the group chat the day of the game. Like, yo, if this meditating ass effort don't get out here and ball out, we're done with them. And
I'm a
every time he balled out.
meditator hater. My husband meditates every day.
Oh, does he?
Every day. He's like, you should really meditate more. I'm like, you should really meditate more. But you only can say meditation works for you if you have like proof of concept. Like, this really helped. All right, we got to take a break. Gary Parrish is going to join us on the other side. We'll catch up with him.
What a abrupt way to end the meditation
I realized
story.
it was 8:42. I should probably meditate more. We'll come back with GP.
Why are you so mean to Chris?
I'm not. He said I was mean to him this morning
Because
too.
you're mean.
The boy is mine.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Coach Thorpe, to his credit, also taught me, like, just simplify your game. Like, it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to do all the up and under stuff. Like, he always talks about getting to the second box. My biggest thing is just do what I can to make the right play. It doesn't, if it ends up in a shot, it does. If it ends up in a pass to an assist, it does. Shooting 72% is credit to, I guess the work I put in and my coach is helping me.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Scotty Scheffler ran away with the Open Championship this weekend. My God, this guy, he's not real. Have we reached the point with Scotty Scheffler where you don't have to care a thing about golf, but you still know there's a dude named Scotty Scheffler who is awesome at it?
He is solidified himself as one of the greats in the sport, at this point, probably of all time.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Look at Mississippi State's schedule. They are not going to be favored in a single SEC game. They are only going to be favored. Their over-under win total is 3.5. They are only going to be favored in 3 games this year. That'll probably be Southern Miss, Alcorn State, and Northern Illinois.
It's at Southern Miss, man. I don't know.
And it's at Southern Miss.
They might not be favored in that.
Right.
One.
You don't know what Brett Favre's done to the athletic department.
They have an awesome arena now.
Right.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Preseason Box to Row Coaches Poll has come out. Jackson State sits there at number 1. This is the 3rd time in the poll's history that Jackson State has been the preseason number 1 team in the nation. And then Tennessee State being at 5, that really surprised me.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back. It's Monday. That means it's time to catch up with Gary Parrish, host of the Gary Parrish Show, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Grind City Media. He joins us now. He's flexing. How you doing?
I'm good. You all right?
You flexing on a Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I feel strong today.
Okay, why?
I was just saying it. I don't really feel strong. It's just something I said. It's not true.
Yes, CJ?
Gary, did you do some TV work this week?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Senior's in the chat saying he was watching something on his Fire Stick and you popped up in a suit. He's like, oh, that's Gary.
It might have been a promo, like a CBS Sports HQ promo or something like that.
That's fun.
Yeah, but
That's
I don't.
your suit job.
Right.
This is your T-shirt job.
This is my T-shirt job. The other one's
is that cool for you to have a suit job and a T-shirt job?
I prefer. I appreciate both my jobs.
Right.
I'll wear what anybody tells me to wear. I am more comfortable in T-shirts than I am suits. As I tell people whenever the conversation comes up, if you want to see me in a suit, you better be at work with me, or be at a funeral with me.
Okay.
Because anything in between, I'm probably not gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why the chat wants to know what's going on with the Mets.
Not good.
A 7-game losing streak.
Okay, that's why they asked.
That's
jerks
the
in the
Yankees.
chat.
It's tough times in New York.
I think what I read is, like, since a certain date, the Yankees and Mets have 2 of the 4 worst records in MLB with 2 of the 5 biggest payrolls in MLB. No, it's taken a terrible turn. Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso all decided not to hit at the same time. So hopefully they'll start deciding to hit at the same time, and then you can get this thing flipped around. Schedule's not been great either. They just had a 3-game series with the Brewers. The Brewers are awesome. It's I think it'll get better, but it doesn't feel that way right now. It's been just clinging to the last wild card when just a few weeks ago you were leading the NL East.
I won't make you dwell on the Mets
Thank
too
you.
much because I know you went out to TPC Southwind this
True.
weekend. I know because I saw you and I took a really creepy photo of you and then sent it to you. Did you just go Saturday?
Just went Saturday. We had baseball stuff on Sunday, and then just like work football stuff on Thursday, Friday. So we went Saturday. We had football practice on Saturday morning with my little guy, and then me and my 2 younger sons, and then my buddy Kelvin and his little boy Bo. And so we went out there. We were rolling 5 deep, and it's just we have a good time. I mean, I'm never going to tell you that it's not hot. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's very hot. I mean, it's so hot that I was eating snow cones. Like, I'm 48 years old.
What's your snow cone flavor?
Pina colada is what I prefer.
Wow.
Pina colada is what I prefer, but they were out by the time we got there. They had, I think my options were sour apple.
Okay.
Or, no, I think it was pina colada. Those were the only 2 options. I went pina colada.
Okay.
Little guys went sour apple. But I was consuming snow cones as consistently as I could.
Just to get some
just because
water-based product in
I
your
had
body.
just to convince myself that it's hot and snow cones will make it better.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I had two beverages,
Uh-huh.
2 adult beverages.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should maybe not have another one in this heat before I at least drink 2 bottles of water because those hit you a little faster when you're sweating out every bit of water in your system.
I watched a woman last year, like literally just fall out.
Oh no.
Like just pass, and I'm not trying to be funny or crude. You hearing something you shouldn't be hearing? Is that
There's
what
a drone and there's music.
Well, those are it's 2025. You can find those
Drones
things
and
anywhere.
music, you're right.
Drones and music are anywhere.
Nothing new.
So, yeah, she was, I'm not trying to be crude or gross or
Yes.
whatever, but she was just standing up talking to like 2 people,
And she just smacked.
but fainted from the heat, and then started, this is the part, urinating herself.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no. If
Thought-
that ever happens to me, please do not tell that story on a show anywhere.
I've been telling the story about you anyway. Wow. I made one up about you.
Oh, that's so nice of
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
It didn't even have to be true. I just
Well,
tell it
that's
anyway.
2025. Drones,
Yeah.
music, and made up
Made
stories
up
with
stories.
absolutely zero facts behind them.
It's
That is
easy.
where we're at.
So
no,
I'm never going to tell you it's not hot.
Yes.
And I actually don't think it's a great way to follow the golf tournament.
No, that's what I go for the fun
Yeah.
on Saturday, and then I want to watch it at home.
That's right.
Because I want to actually see how things transpire. I do appreciate that the playoff hole, they just played 18.
Right.
Which is so much better than the alternative of having to go out and hunt for a random hole because then there's nobody there.
Well, I think they keep it on 18 to start with. Well, now it's just 18. They would have played it 100 times
Yeah.
if they had to. But it used to be they'd start on 18, and at some point they'd move to 11.
Yeah.
And the reason you start on 18, I think, I've never run a golf tournament, is for television purposes. You just want the fans still there.
Right.
You just want that scene. You want to keep that scene on TV as long as you can,
Mm-hmm.
or as long as you have to. They used to go to 11, but that does require everybody to move
and
if you
again,
want.
it's so hot.
And it's
nobody wants to take the extra steps.
And it also does take you further away from the entrance.
Yes.
To TPC Southwind.
Yes.
You're deeper into the course. And so there are some people who I think if it were going back to 11, they'd say, let's just beat the crowd and get out of here. So if you stay at 18, you get to you get to hold people there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ask them to move. And then, so I think it's better for TV. I think it's better for the fans. And then it made for some compelling golf. I mean, it was, I would have liked to seen Scotty involved at the end.
Yeah.
My sick for Tommy Fleetwood, like sick for Tommy
Did you
Fleetwood.
watch his interview
Yeah.
afterwards?
My heart breaks for the guy, like in
Yeah.
a sports way.
And he keeps such a positive attitude.
I think this one's harder than any
Uh-huh.
other one because he had just had the thing where he was like, I'd rather be in this position than not. I'm going to keep putting myself in this position. It's going to happen for me. And then you're there again. And like, to the extent that people follow golf, there are some people who just think Tommy Fleetwood's the guy with the cute hair.
I mean,
Great
teeth.
I'm not going to argue.
I'm just here to
Great
present
teeth,
facts.
great hair, right? And then there are other people who know him as the guy who can never win. He's a great golfer, but like it's quite literally recognized. Like you could ask AI,
Right.
who is the greatest golfer to never win on the PGA Tour, and Tommy Fleetwood's name will pop up,
Yes.
probably first. And there's just nothing for him to say now other than the obvious, which is the truth, which is something gets to him. Yeah. The moment gets to him. And that's a hard thing, I think, to admit to yourself and then to say publicly. Like, if you are Scottie Scheffler and you're in that exact same position, you've got a 2-stroke lead with X amount of holes to play, and you just barf it away, you can just say, hey, this is golf, and it got away from me, but, like, you know who I am. Like, remember Kevin Durant quote that one time? You know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant. Yeah. Like, you know who I am. Like, this, I blew this one. Just like sometimes LeBron misses a shot. Steph misses a shot. Shohei strikes out. I messed up here. But when it is your entire legacy of when you are in this position, you can't finish it, it strongly suggests it's here.
Right. Well, and that's the other piece of this. Is it's not like some mechanical
it's
issue
just
that you go back to the lab and tweak your swing or tweak.
Yeah, I mean, you
approach
run the
to your
ball
short
through
game.
16.
Like,
that's nothing.
That's not the issue.
He could close his eyes, drop that ball where it was on 16 today, and just say 50 times, and it would never run it through again. The putt on 17, he makes that 19 out of 20 times. The moment just gets, and I think that's a really difficult thing to have to deal with when and now the whole world is on the same page. Like, you can't do this when the lights are on, when the pressure's down. And I know he's won tournaments in other places, but on the PGA Tour, this keeps happening to him. Like, the numbers are pretty dramatic. And I actually know a guy, not like this, but like go down 50 levels, and he's like this. I got paired with him randomly at one time, and he was amazing. And I was like, so, like, what's your background? Like, do you play high school golf, college golf? And I don't remember the specifics, but it was like, state champion high school golfer, played Division I, messed around on, like, Korn Ferry type tours. And he was just he said, GP, you're going to watch me shoot a 66 today. If you come back out here tomorrow and we call it a tournament, and you put 50 other, 70 other, 120 other really good players in here, my 66 turns into a 73. It just does. I had to come to terms with I can't do it when it's time to do it. And that's why I'm playing with you and not playing with them. And like, I thought that was really interesting. I'd never heard an athlete of that level sort of verbalize it that way. Like, I can do this, but not when it's time to do it. Something shuts down on me. And that must be a weird thing to deal with.
That's why I'm also not a professional
Me too.
golfer.
Same thing for me.
Shuts down for me.
Yes.
And I can't dig myself up. Because it's impossible to, not impossible, but that's a much harder thing to fix than something else. Because it's intangible. And you don't quite know what exactly becomes off kilter. And you can then try to convince yourself, I'm okay, I can do this. And then it doesn't happen again. And you're like, what the hell?
You just get in your head.
I'm sitting here and I'm telling myself I'm cool, calm, collected over and over and over again, and yet the same thing keeps happening to me, and it's just wildly frustrating.
It's also true with like weekend golfers. I mean, you anybody who plays golf regularly is going to have a friend or might be that person who, when it's like, all right.
No, it's literally me.
Yeah.
Like, anytime I'm like, if I went out and played, even from a work standpoint, if I went out and played with Chris on any given afternoon, I could be great. Have a really, I'm not going to say I'm going to sit here and shoot a par round of golf, but I could probably flirt around with 90, which is good for me.
Sure.
In comparison to what I'll tell you is if I went out with you, Vernon, our boss, like trying to play in a situation where I feel any semblance of pressure, I will crumble. And I cannot fix it in real time. And it happens to me. It's happened to me since I played high school golf in a state championship. And I just had to come to terms with that.
I mean, it happens to me sometimes still. Like, I can go play with the guys I play with all the time. And I'm just like, pull up, put a tee in the ground, grab the club, boom, let's go play. Like, I'm out where we're going. Put me with 3 people I've never played with before. I feel different. Just, it lasts a hole, 2. And then I'm fine. Then everybody messes up, and it's like, okay, everybody's, now we're all comfortable.
Once
everybody sucks, it's fine.
It's totally fine.
But like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, you can feel less comfortable standing in the same place you normally stand, holding the same club you normally hold, staring at the same ball you normally stare at, on the same course you're normally on. Everything's the same except the people around you, and that can mess with you. And so it's just dramatically different and exaggerated at that level. But that is a man who that is happening to. I don't know what the other explanation could be. To be 15 under for the tournament and 1 over in the final 3 holes, when the tournament's there for you to grab, like, you're awesome Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then it gets to the end of Sunday and you can't do it. That's the only explanation.
That's a bummer. But it looked great for Memphis.
It was
fun golf, great event.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like, we had a little baseball swim party at a coach's house yesterday, and that turned into, like, the swimmers were swimming and the parents were largely watching golf, or at least sometimes some of us were watching golf.
Yeah.
And no, we were compelled. Like, you had real golf fans there, and then people who were just like, so who is Scotty Scheffler again? Like, the whole range of folks, but like, that was compelling television.
Right.
It was a great sporting event. It would be bigger if Scotty won or if Fleetwood won, because it's either the greatest golfer in the world or Tommy Fleetwood finally doing this thing. So Justin Rose winning doesn't resonate like that. Like, you might not in 10 years remember, oh, in 2025 it was who? You would have if it was Scotty, if it was Fleetwood, but it was still like, we had a playoff and big putts, and it was compelling.
And JJ Spawn gets to show that.
Yeah. It was 2 U.S. Open champs. Like, it is.
Sets up fun Ryder Cup stuff.
Right. I know Justin Rose isn't Roy McIlroy, and JJ Spawn's not Scotty Scheffler, but they have both won U.S. Opens. Yeah.
And Justin Rose forced Rory to a playoff at the Masters.
That's right.
Like, so there's at least there was.
And he's the guy who turned down Liv. He's the European guy who turned down Liv money. There's a lot of good stuff there.
An older player who turned down Liv money.
That's
he
right.
He riding off into the sunset. But he kept the heart.
Kept his heart.
He did the.
He believed in himself. You know what he did? You know what he did? Tell me if you ever heard this one. He bet on himself. He bet on himself.
I love when guys bet on themselves.
Yeah.
As opposed to betting on other things.
Yeah.
And losing money.
Yes.
I mean, it's worse when you bet on yourself and lose money.
You could do both. You could do both.
Hey, not speaking of betting on oneself, we had some Grizzlies news this weekend. I'm not sure if you saw. Jaren Jackson Jr. has a new number.
I did not see that.
Did you not see this?
I swear I did.
Jaren Jackson Jr., he's no longer 13.
Oh, no, why not?
He is 8.
Oh, good.
He has changed his number to 8.
Why do you think he did that?
Season 8.
So next year he'll be number 9?
He did it partially in honor of his father.
Okay.
Who wore 8 for one season. I think I read that his dad had 7 different numbers during the course of his career, but at one time he was number 8.
Okay.
And I believe that when Jaren played in the All-American game, he wore number 8 in honor of his dad. So it was a partial nod to that. But then it was also this idea of maturing and growing in his professional career. When he chose to be number 13, he did it out of spite, he said, or trying to prove something, because everyone said, you can't be number 13. It's unlucky number 13. You want to be unlucky number 13. What do you think you are, Friday the 13th? He was like, I'm a rebel. I'm going to be 13.
I'm comfortable with that as well. Like, I'll walk under a ladder.
Okay.
I'll step on a crack. I'll break a mirror.
Your mom's back.
I'll break my mom's back.
What else do you do?
Anything.
Okay.
I'll walk under a ladder. I'll stare into a broken mirror. Black cats.
You would pick number 13.
I'll walk right in front of a black cat.
Well, he's now picking number 8.
Yeah, I'll take 13 then.
Recentering.
I'll take 13.
Himself.
I'm not scared of it.
No, I think it's an interesting looking at this offseason for the Grizzlies' 2 biggest stars, right? Ja Morant celebrated his 26th birthday.
Saw that.
Yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Ja Morant. But when you do recognize he's 26, like, we're watching both him and Jaren actually grow up. And we talk about this all the time because you want that maturation to be met with winning. And Jaren, even in this interview with Anscape, said, I want to be out of the first and second round. And everyone here would echo that sentiment of they would really love to see the Grizzlies out of the first and second round. We won't see them on opening day, and we won't see them on Christmas Day. We did find that out. We get the rest of the schedule this coming week. But it was just yet one more reminder for me just how much this whole thing is now tied to Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.
That's right.
Like, you move on from Desmond Bay and you give Jaren the extension, you build the roster around, financially you figure out how to make it work, and this is about them. And he also was in the gym with Kevin Garnett.
That's right.
And I appreciate that, because you want to know who else was in the gym with Kevin Garnett?
Wemby.
Victor Wembanyama.
That's right.
And you need to do anything in your power to try to work against the Wemby machine of becoming a Buddhist monk and working with Kevin Garnett this offseason.
It's pretty extreme differences there, right? From one to the other?
Well, yeah.
Like, Buddhist monks,
he's a complete guy.
They seem pretty chill. I mean, I don't know any, but I imagine them to be chill.
You never met one?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever met one either.
Where would you even meet one? Where would you have to do that?
Where do they hang out?
White Lotus?
Yeah, we'd have to go to Thailand.
Let's go to Thailand.
Okay.
I don't think we could go to Thailand.
No, the Grizzlies are going to Berlin and London.
Let's go to Berlin
trips
and
to
London.
Thailand. I mean, Ja was just in the Philippines.
Let's go to the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd find a Buddhist monk, but they seem chill from a distance. And then Kevin Garnett, he seems not chill from a distance. So that's interesting to go from one to the other. That's quite the extremes.
Yeah. Maybe we're all just trying to chill.
I think I'd rather spend a day with a Buddhist monk than Kevin Garnett. Just feels like Kevin Garnett would be yelling all the time. Kevin Garnett feels like the type of friend you invite over to watch a game and he just yells the whole time. You know those friends?
Yeah, but don't you? Okay. I'm more comfortable in loud noise than I am in complete silence.
I can sit quietly next to you
at home
all day long.
When I'm by myself, I'm fine with that. But if I'm choosing to be around people, I usually prefer to be in louder spaces.
I can be quiet around people, but then I have this moment where I realize they probably think I'm being weird, so I need to say something.
See, exactly.
Right.
That's the problem. But if you were around Buddhist monks, you would be one with your people because you would be expected to say nothing.
I would love that.
Oh, sounds like a dream.
I'm thinking about being a Buddhist monk.
Okay.
Now that I think about it.
Well, for now, you're a capital J journalist, and I did want to get your take on something that happened over the weekend from a capital J journalist perspective. Did you see the interaction with Shedeur Sanders and Tony Grossi?
I did, yes.
So for people who did not see the interaction, Shedeur Sanders went and found this Tony Grossi, who's a reporter in Cleveland.
Right.
And this came after the preseason game, and Shedeur went up to him and essentially said, like, Tony, I hope you have something positive to say about me. You only say negative stuff about me. I don't know why you hate me. And then he laughs. And it feels very much in good spirit.
Right.
But as is the case with everything related to Shedeur Sanders, there has to be a hot take about it. And there has to be a very polarizing, either you looked at that and were like, yeah, you tell him, Shedeur, or you looked at it like, you got to be tougher than that if you're Shedeur Sanders. Can't have that kind of thin skin. As opposed to, I looked at it like, this is an interaction that is very normal between an athlete and a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
We just get them on camera all the time now. And it makes it so much stranger because previously they were mostly done in, not that they were done in private, but they weren't filmed necessarily. And then they weren't spammed all over social media to create a narrative out of it.
I've had those same conversations with countless
figure.
coaches, countless athletes. When I was a beat writer, in my CBS career, like that is not an unusual conversation. I will say I read it before I saw it.
Okay.
I read the quotes before I saw the interaction. When I read it, my immediate reaction was, I wouldn't have done that. Like, you just played well. You just shut a lot of people up. And now you're creating this other thing that it's just ammunition for the people who are predisposed to, I don't like Shedeur Sanders. Walking in with the boombox, whatever, the big speaker. It was just these little things. I was like, I don't know that you're helping yourself with this stuff because it's playing into a narrative that people have already attached to. And then I watched the interaction and I was like, that was fine.
I know.
It was like almost cute. It was like he seemed good-natured and I kind of liked the idea. Like, I don't know this guy, Tony whomever. He appears to be a radio guy, like does some pre and post stuff.
I don't even know if it's Grossi or Grossi.
Okay, right.
It's
But I like that.
Grossi.
I like that Shedeur Sanders knows who that is.
Yeah.
I like that he addressed him by his name. I like that it wasn't just like, hey man. I like that it was Tony.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I thought when I read it, I was like, I would have not done that if I were him. When I saw it, I was like, maybe I still wouldn't have done that if I were him. But I don't mind the way he did. I thought it was fun and cute and sweet, and I love this whole story. I don't know where it's going, but it has all the ingredients. It's everything we want in a story because you already have people lined up on both sides. There are people who think Shedeur Sanders has been wronged by the machine, and there are others who think he's brawny. The truth is somewhere in the middle, but we are starting the fight from those extremes. And there's a lot of room in there to fight.
Real question, though. Do you think a good story can emerge when those sides are drawn so heavily? I almost think that when it's that heated, it ruins the fun of a good story along the way.
Well, what I have found happens is that that's a great starting place for a story if people are willing to watch it unfold and then adjust in real time.
I think we're getting less and less willing to adjust in real time.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Like, we don't do it with Angel and Caitlin.
Exactly.
We didn't do it with Kendrick and Drake. Like, you can go on the internet, you could go on Twitter right now and just do a Kendrick, Lamar, Drake, and the same people who were saying Kendrick's the whatever, GOAT, they're still saying that. But more to my point, you still got the Drake people out there acting like the past year didn't happen. Like that one guy is having to cancel shows and doing arena shows for $15 tickets, and the other guy's doing the biggest stadium tour in history, and the Super Bowl, and the Gatorade ad, and the #1 song, and the #1 album. But you can still go on Twitter right now and find people who will argue the Drake side of that because they won't move, regardless of everything that's unfolded over the past year plus. And that is largely, I think, what social media has done to us. And like we do it, like politics is an obvious place. I'm very interested in interesting and intense conversations and debates with different viewpoints, but I do think we got to get to a point where you got to be willing to budge if your side is no longer sensible. Like you can't.
Or here, I'll dumb it down.
Yeah.
If your argument within your side, I'm not asking you to change your entire perception and your entire sense of reality, but if there is a single argument, if you can't budge on one argument, then that's a really tough place to start from. And that's honestly, like, to bring it back to the Shedeur piece of it, it was frustrating watching that preseason game. Not frustrating, that's the wrong way to put it. But I knew the conversations that were going to emerge from it. And as somebody who has found myself planting a flag on the side of, I want Shedeur Sanders to be successful. I believed in him coming out of Colorado. I thought what happened through the draft process was goofy. And knowing that people would watch the preseason game, and if you're on that side, you better be ready to say, oh my God, Shedeur Sanders, he just went out and proved everybody wrong. And if you're on the other side, it's just a preseason game. There's nothing to be done here. Instead of, can't we just meet in the middle and say, yeah, you know what? It is just a preseason game. And I do still believe in him. And it was great that he took this opportunity and showed that he had the poise and the ability and passed the eye test. And if the person on the other side could say, yeah, you know what? He did play good in this game. Then we could meet in the middle, but instead it just stays so heavily
People just
planted.
dig in because rather than just say, hey, you know, it's just a preseason game against backups or whatever, but like he looked the part. That was about as good as you could hope for in the first preseason game. Like rather than say that, people would just be like, well, it was just a preseason game. Who cares? And but those same people, if he'd have played poorly, would have been like, see, he stinks. He doesn't even belong in the NFL. Like I'm a big believer. Like I talk to my own kids about this. Like I don't mind you having an opinion about something, strong as it might be. But at some point, your opinion needs to change when the facts connected to your opinion no longer make any sense. And too often, I think now, we just do not do that in this country, and including with Shedeur Sanders. Like, here's my entire opinion. Like, I just look at everything. I'm not saying I'm perfect or always right. I'm not. I'm wrong.
I'm always seeking people who are smarter than me. I like to learn.
Yeah, well, like, I'm also very willing to hold my hand up and say, yeah, I was wrong about that, or I didn't get that the right way, or something. But, like, in real time, I'm always just trying to look at anything and try to make sense of it in my head. And then I try to make sense of it for other people. Like, that's the job. So here's my whole thing with Shedeur Sanders. I was surprised he dropped to the 5th round. But once I really dove in, I understood why it happened. I understand how he's become a polarizing just athlete. And I'm not sure that he's ever going to be the people who thought he should be the #1 pick in the draft. I'm not sure he'll ever be what they think he could be. But he's certainly better than the people who think he doesn't even belong in the NFL. And regardless, in a vacuum, what I saw Friday night was encouraging. That's it. That's all.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being so reasonable, Gary.
Yeah, like I don't. And if anybody wants to argue about any of those points, I'll engage. But like everything I just said sounds reasonable to me.
Oh, I think that's
but is possibly inconsistent with the two extremes.
Yeah.
Because there are people who would say, I can't believe I can hold all those, every single thing I just told you I can hold in my head at the same time. But too often people are more interested in holding on to their argument than they are reevaluating. Like,
we're just understanding that everything is full of multitudes and we're able to have some more nuance. But anyway, nuance isn't great. We'll take a break because I have to admit a mistake that I made on the other side. Yeah, I have to amend for a wrong.
Is it about Sabrina?
No, it's not about Sabrina, but it's adjacent to Sabrina. So good call, CJ. We'll get into some WNBA action. GP, thanks for joining us. As always, we'll be back on the other side. WNBA and Hot Mess Express, plus the insane thing that happened to me at the Weapons movie over the weekend. We'll get into it after a quick break.
been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Speaking of Adidas, are these the Harden 10s?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess so.
From what
You guys don't sound too excited. It kind of looks like when you flush the toilet in the water.
Yeah, it's like a whirlpool.
Want to be phone positive?
Yeah.
Want to be phone positive?
Or artists just making some paint up and they just...
Looks like phone positive material.
Yeah, or a
does look
thumbprint.
like-
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Scotty Scheffler ran away with the Open Championship this weekend. My God, this guy, he's not real. Have we reached the point with Scotty Scheffler where you don't have to care a thing about golf, but you still know there's a dude named Scotty Scheffler who is awesome at it?
He is solidified himself as one of the greats in the sport. At this point, probably of all time.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What is the biggest Summer League accomplishment so far for this Grizzlies team?
Tuomas Isalo filling out his coaching staff. The Ryan Saunders hiring was essential. It was big time. You have a veteran NBA voice there.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Preseason Box to Row Coaches Poll has come out. Jackson State sits there at number 1. This is the 3rd time in the poll's history that Jackson State has been the preseason number 1 team in the nation. And then Tennessee State being at 5, that really surprised me. Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back. Mentioned it briefly with Gary, but we did get the NBA opening day schedule and the NBA Christmas schedule. For Christmas, only one Eastern Conference game, Cavs at Knicks, and then it's all Western Conference games. Spurs at Thunder, Rockets at Lakers, Mavs at Warriors, and Wolves at Nuggets. No Celtics on Christmas, which is a testament to the year projected ahead for the Boston Celtics as they deal with all their injuries and Jason Tatum coming back from his Achilles tear. No Memphis Grizzlies on Christmas. Maybe next year. I did wonder, I'm not like delusional. I didn't think they'd put the Grizzlies on Christmas this year, but as the Ja Morant superstar machine starts to build again and everything with Nike, I thought maybe, it's not like they were gonna host a Christmas game, but like maybe, but no, not this time around. That's all right. We'll get the rest of the schedule this week, though.
I think the rest of the schedule is coming tomorrow.
I think it's coming later.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm mistaken then.
Oh. Interesting.
Things are happening during the show, and I'm trying to figure show stuff out, and then figure out like
I'm also
breaking
seeing the
stuff
show
pop
stuff
off.
that says tune in to Good Morning America and Today's Show. Wow. The cross. ABC and NBC. It's not all on ABC anymore.
Oh,
Because now
I
you
didn't
have
even,
an NBC
I didn't even
partnership.
think about that.
So you're bringing friendship with Good Morning America and the Today Show.
That is, I was like, oh, this
Can
is
we
the
get a
first time.
crossover episode?
This is the first time that's happened, or the first time I've seen the schedule release pop off on NBC on Good Morning.
Yeah.
Which one is Good Morning America?
Good Morning America's ABC.
Okay, which one?
Today
is the
Show's
other one?
NBC.
Today Show is the one I was thinking, and I don't think we've seen it on Good Morning America either.
No.
So is this a result
Feels
of
very daytime
NBC's like, hey,
TV.
we've got this product now, we're going to do it on?
Okay, wait, no.
Okay, what's going on?
The complete schedule comes out August 14th,
Okay.
which is what I thought.
All right.
That's what we'd been told. I was like, why did that change? August 14th, full schedule, but GMA and Today's Show is a sneak peek at some of the signature games.
So why is that
on
getting
ABC,
dropped in my
ESPN,
Slack during the
NBC,
show?
and Peacock.
Okay.
That's weird.
All right. Yeah, I don't care about that
feels
at all.
like a load of baloney.
Okay.
All right, you ready for me to make an apology?
Go ahead.
Because I was wrong.
Mhm.
Or me to admit that I was wrong on something is how I should frame this. We got Lynx Liberty Part 2 over the weekend. Second time those two teams have played in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Lynx won again, 83-71. I, Jessica Benson, would like to say that I was wrong. The Minnesota Lynx are in a tier of one this season. And that's not to say craziness can't happen in the playoffs. But as of today, right now, right here, the Minnesota Lynx are so clearly the best team in the WNBA, and they are a head step above the New York Liberty. Because in that game, both are without significant players. You could argue the Lynx are without an even bigger player because Nafisa Collier is the presumed MVP or a top 2 MVP candidate this season. And the Liberty continue to play without Brianna Stewart, and she is out until at least the end of August. I saw their timetable hope is for Stewie to return to the team by the end of this month. But the Lynx are so damn good. And they made the Liberty look silly at parts of that game. I love this picture of Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Dejanay Carrington, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Kayla McBride, 18 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. And that doesn't even account for Alana Smith, who was an absolute monster on the defensive end with 4 steals, 3 blocks. One of those games where you watch her and just think, yeah, no duh, she's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. There was a sequence where I think the Liberty turned it over like back to back times. Like 6 or 8 straight possessions of turnovers. They had 20 turnovers in the game. It was tough for the Liberty.
At home.
At home. Barclays, the air just sucked out of Barclays Center.
And it was setting up to be like really a good finish where you have all of those lead, I forget the exact amount, but all of those lead changes in the first quarter, all of those lead changes in the first half, and then somewhere in the third quarter, the Lynx just flip a switch that the Liberty couldn't keep up with, and boom, they are gone. And they end up winning comfortably, kind of coasting there towards the end. And the Lynx, the tweet went up there, the Lynx had players step up, right? Kayla McBride went from a shooter to a scorer. And she got downhill, she attacked the paint, she finished around the rim, and she made her threes. The Liberty didn't have players step up, and the players that need to step up are Jonquel Jones and Sabrina Ionescu. Did I say it right?
Ionescu, yes.
All
I'm
right.
so proud of you.
And they just didn't. And Sabrina, since the All-Star break, second leading scorer in the W behind, I do believe, Nafisa Collier since the All-Star break, and just had a pretty good streak of games where she was performing at a high level. And for most of that game, I forgot Sabrina was on the court, unless somebody was beating her back door, which she does allow quite a few times. Speaking of people I forgot was on the court, if Jonquel wasn't so big, I forget she was on the court also. I don't know what their game plan is with Jonquel Jones, but if it is just to have her run from three-point line to three-point line, that's just not good enough. You've got to be able to put her on the block and say, okay, we're running things for you. We're not going to ask you to only get shots up off of offensive rebounds. We're going to allow you to work your way to the block, and we're going to go out of our way to feed you in the post. I think Jonquel had 7 shots, maybe 9 in that game. And it's just, how many?
7.
Like, that's way too few for a player like Jonquel Jones. I don't know what they're trying to do or what they're doing with her, but if that's what it's going to be, even when you get Stewie back, like, you're just going to end up struggling. Breanna Stewart is the best player on that team. Sabrina gets a lot of the hype. Jonquel Jones was MVP of the finals, but the best player on that team, and that team's leader, is Breanna Stewart. And they seem, against good teams, they seem lost without her.
Yeah. And like the point you made earlier, the Lynx do not look lost without Napheesa Collier. Everybody steps up into a heightened role, but they've been able to come together as a team. They're 3-0 since Napheesa Collier had this ankle injury. And sure, the other 2 wins are against the bad Mystics and the Seattle Storm, who they've lost like 5 or 6 in a row. But you still have an opportunity to beat the Liberty. And I saw somebody say, like, the addition of Dejanay Carrington was the missing piece for the Lynx. No. Like, let's be perfectly clear. There was no missing piece for the Lynx. It just gives them an extra piece. And it is an extra, especially defensive weapon that they can utilize. But she's also found a comfortability back in her offensive game. Like, Dejanay Carrington is not a bad offensive player. She was 2 of 3 from 3 the other night and 6 of 10 from the field. And when she's put in a system where she can thrive, you are seeing this version of Dejanay Carrington playing off the bench for the Minnesota Lynx. And it just gives them one more really solid piece in a roster that is built to chase a championship. And, you know, they were in the finals last year. And some people still feel like it was a
they're in the
rigged
chat.
finals.
They're in the chat going in on the refs.
And these last 2 games don't do a great job. But I refuse to say that until we see this matchup at full strength, right?
And in the chat, they are saying that the best player for the Liberty is the referee Game 5 last 30 seconds. They're saying that's the best player. I'm not saying it. I'm just telling you what Lee Evans is saying in the chat. From one new player on the Lynx to another new player on the Liberty, Meesman looked uncomfortable out there, and that's to be expected. She hadn't been playing with this team all season, and she knows where to go. It doesn't seem like she knows what to do once she gets there. There were a couple of times like, ooh, let that fly. And she's like, oh, who can I pass it to? It's like, you were wide open. You should have shot that. Shot fake, go by somebody. Like, you've got the skill to do that. She looked like she was trying to run plays, not play basketball. And that'll come with time as she gets more comfortable with everybody on the court.
But that's the problem with not having Breanna Stewart right now, is you knew that it was going to require this period of time for synergy, for developing chemistry. And now as Meesman's trying to figure out her place, you're doing it without, I think at this point we can argue, the most important player on the team in Breanna Stewart. And so then when Stewie comes back, it creates another new layer of adjustment. And eventually we're going to get to the playoffs. Like, I know the dog days of summer continue onward, and it feels like the WNBA regular season kind of just drifts throughout the summer period. But the playoffs are close. Like, how many more weeks do we have in the regular season? How many more regular season games do they have? Let's see. They have... Whoa.
Don't stop talking.
Sorry, my brain short-circuited looking at the way that the schedule popped up. It was like the season as it is, and then the preseason, and then the rest of the regular season. So there's still a fair amount of games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the regular season for the Liberty ends on September 11th. And then we'll be into the playoffs. So if they can get Breanna Stewart by, let's say, they play the Connecticut Sun on August 25th, like a best-case scenario. And then you have 6 games left. So there is still potential there. But it does create an interesting situation. I am willing to look at the Lynx as the clear best team in the WNBA at this point in the season. And then you have that grouping.
Where are the Liberty?
You have to, I mean, they're tied with the Dream for second.
And they're only, what, a game up?
They're a game up on the Mercury. And then the Mercury are a game and a half up on the Fever. And the poor Fever.
Is it those three? Before we get to the woes of the Fever, is it
Fever.
those three? Are you ready to play point guard? Before we get to that, though, is it those three in that next tier?
Yeah.
So you'll keep them lumped. So you'll
Yes,
go
I'll lump
Lynx
Liberty,
1,
Dream, Mercury.
just in one tier. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll kind of lump Fever, Aces, Storm. All have their own issues that they're dealing with.
Kelsey Mitchell has been so impressive this season, especially when you consider Caitlin Clark hasn't played a whole lot, and there were games where they only had one true point guard out there, and so she'd have to run a little bit of point. I enjoy her game. I love Leah Boston as well. With the news of the injuries this weekend, I would move the Fever to a different tier. They're going down.
Yeah.
Like the Fever.
Trending down.
The Fever,
but the Storm are trending down too.
If the Fever don't get a point guard soon, and we'll see I think they'll get a hardship.
They signed Odyssey Smith.
Okay. All right. So, that's a tough position to just step in and learn also, because you got to run the offense.
They got so lucky with Ari McDonald.
Hey, listen, I'll need to see it. I could see the Fever, if Caitlin Clark doesn't come back sooner rather than later, I could see them falling outside of the playoff picture.
Yeah.
And that's not because to start the season they weren't good enough. That is because injuries have come through and just left them with no point guard. Yes. As both Colson and McDonald went down this weekend.
You know, you're down bad, and this is not a point guard, so I don't know why anybody even put it on. I was like skimming through the Indiana Fever Reddit page yesterday, and somebody said, should we sign Sedona Prince? I said, oh my God, do you know how down bad you have to be to even flirt with a post about signing Sedona Prince? Like, what are you thinking in this situation?
You're desperate. What do you mean?
Not that desperate.
Why not?
Somebody else said, can we sign Sue Bird? I'm like, yeah, well, that's more. Did you see, there was a Sue Bird, Caitlin Clark interview.
I didn't see
that
it.
came out. I meant to watch it over the weekend, and I never went back to it. But I heard that it was a good conversation between the two that I'd be very interested in.
I saw
listening to.
One of the headlines was that Caitlin said she didn't want to go to the Spark.
Oh.
That's the only thing I saw. I didn't click on it. I didn't try and read it. I didn't try and decipher.
Got it.
Figure out why. But that's the only thing I've seen from that.
Okay. Well, the other team in that grouping of trending down, I wouldn't say they're trending down. They're just not having a good season, the Las Vegas Aces. However, we again have an A'ja Wilson history game where she has the first 30-20 game in WNBA history. 32 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a win over the Connecticut Sun. She also shot 52% from the field, only took 6 free throws, and yet the Las Vegas Aces only beat the Connecticut Sun in this game by 8 points, which feels very indicative of their season. The reminder that while the Aces are having a tough year, A'ja Wilson is not, and continues to show why she is the best player in the WNBA.
I mean, like, at what point?
Okay.
What can A'ja do?
Nothing else. She had 5 assists.
What can A'ja do to be MVP? Like, at what point do I say, damn the record? This person out here is the best. She is the best player in women's basketball right now. Is A'ja Wilson. At what point can I say, all right, I know they are a 500-esque type team, but holy hell, she's incredible. Can I do that now? And maybe it's because Nafisha Collier didn't play. It's definitely because Nafisha Collier didn't play this weekend. Alyssa Thomas is another hooper. She's superb. But like, A'ja Wilson is every bit their peer. The Aces are not, right? So A'ja Wilson and the Aces, Asia's great. But the Aces, oh boy, there's some things that are lacking there. Mm-hmm. If I got to vote for WNBA MVP, how ridiculous would it be for me to say A'ja Wilson MVP first? She's my one.
She's so good, I don't think anyone would say that's ridiculous, but someone would look at you and say, this is not what we do. This is not how we treat MVP voting in both NBA and WNBA.
30-20?
Yeah,
Didn't Jokic?
Never done.
What were the Nuggets records
That's what
when
I was just
Jokic
trying to find.
won? Because didn't Jokic win and they were like 6th seed or something like that? Am I mistaken? I might be making it up. Maybe he should have won when they were a 6th seed and they didn't.
Well, yeah, because we continue. But it's similar. How many times have we looked at the Denver Nuggets and said, God, what would they be without Nikola Jokic?
Yo, like, this is incredible.
Right now, looking at the Las Vegas Aces, what would they be without Asia Wilson? Bad.
They'd be a step above the sun.
Yeah.
So
Truly.
they would be just behind the Sky and the Wings for second to last place in the W.
But we don't do that. We just look at her and say she is.
I'm close.
Best player in the WNBA.
I am close. Like, Asia Wilson MVP.
I can't do it.
I'll whisper Alicia Gray. I'll say Asia with my chest, though. I'll say Asia with my whole chest out. Asia Wilson is MVP of this thing. She is the best basketball player in the women's game right now, bar none. And I am taking into consideration all of your favorite players, right? I understand what AT is doing. I understand what Nafisa
How close
Collier
are
is
you
doing.
to greatest of all time?
Asia?
Mm-hmm.
Like greatest of all time?
In
like
the women's game.
Asia won, and then everybody then figure it out the order 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I hadn't even thought about it. But I mean, when you said that, top 10 immediately came to mind. Like,
I would say top
obviously
5
top 10
immediately comes to mind.
And
at
then
this
it's
point.
like, okay, I don't think anybody would argue about top 10. I don't think. And
I
then
think
it's
you
okay.
could get
top
into the
5,
argument of
top five. We could talk about one all
I'd put her
time.
right up there with Maya.
That Maya run, and
Grossi.
Maya did it in such a short time.
Yeah.
Sue Bird
That's why
is
I
in
think
there.
I think one of the hardest to capture for me, Maya Moore is the greatest player of all time. That's my greatest women's basketball player of all time.
I think mine is Candace, but
fine.
Okay.
But again, that's where you get into the. But I think Asia Wilson is close to firmly cementing herself in top 5 of all time.
Okay. I'd have to sit down and think
really
about
think
it.
about it. I put you on the spot. I apologize.
I hadn't thought about top 5 women's players of all time. I got my top 15.
Cynthia
dudes.
Cooper, Tamika.
Oh, Tamika. Oh my gosh. What am I doing with Lisa Leslie?
Top 10.
Okay. I'd have to sit down and marinate on this. You give me
sit and
something to
marinate.
do. Next time you ask me, I'm gonna be ready.
You're going to be ready.
I'm gonna be ready.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do Hot Mess Express. I'll ask a new question that came up in my life this weekend. Should babies be outlawed from going to the movies?
You're just being a ridiculous person.
Am I being insensitive?
Yes.
As a dink. Am I being an insensitive non-mother in thinking babies should not be allowed in movie theaters?
You're being a real dinkhead.
Well, we'll get into it after a quick break.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Going through the draft process the first time, they give you the answers to the test. Like, this is what you need to work on. This is what you do well.
They told you.
Yeah, like they tell you.
Here's what,
they
if
tell
you want to
exactly.
get drafted, here's what needs to happen.
Yeah, they tell you. So it's like, If you're not listening, it'll go right over your head. But for me, I made sure to soak up all information and everything possible so I can give myself the best shot.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Did you know the Grizzlies were going to try to get up and get you?
No, I have no clue. I thought the Grizzlies loved me when I worked out because it was like super fun and everything was, just natural. We were just having a conversation. It wasn't like said, what's your favorite color and, like all that stuff.
What's your favorite color?
It wasn't interview.
First date type vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't interview questions. It was just like, hey man, how you doing? Like, and it was just real easy to talk to him. It was real easy to talk to Coach Thomas.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Look at Mississippi State's schedule. They are not going to be favored in a single SEC game. They are only going to be favored. Their over-under win total is 3.5. They are only going to be favored in 3 games this year. That'll probably be Southern Miss, Alcorn State, and Northern Illinois.
It's at Southern Miss, man. I don't know.
And it's at Southern Miss.
They might not be favored in that.
Right.
One.
You don't know what Brett Favre's done to the athletic department.
They have an awesome arena now.
Right.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What is the biggest Summer League accomplishment so far for this Grizzlies team?
Tuomas Isalo filling out his coaching staff. The Ryan Sanders hiring was essential. It was big time. You have a veteran NBA voice there.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You get to the main event, and you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, we want truth.
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, we want truth. You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes me off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Chugga, 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 chugga. All aboard!
The Hot Mess Express.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Welcome back, welcome back. Let's do a little Hot Mess Express on this Monday, starting with my experience at the movies yesterday evening. I rolled in to go see Weapons, and as we were in the, the lobby to get our popcorn to wait to get in, I saw a baby enter the building. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Bring your baby to the movie. Okay, well, maybe you're going to see Bad Guys 2 is out. I thought maybe you were going to see Bad Guys 2. Maybe Freakier Friday. I've heard it's actually a great, nostalgia-hitting reboot of the Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis original Freaky Friday. And I was like, interesting. I wonder how I would feel if a baby was coming into my movie. But certainly, a baby would not be coming in to see Weapons, R-rated horror movie.
I mean, it's a baby. They're not going to remember anything.
Yeah, but babies cry. And I was sitting, at that time, no. The baby looked to be snug as a bug in a rug in their little baby carrier. I was like, oh, maybe that baby's just going to sleep. We're sitting. The previews start, and I see that baby enter my movie theater. And I said, oh, the baby's going to see Weapons. Baby's first horror movie. Interesting. And I thought, I wonder how this is going to go. And then, over the course of the next, 5 minutes, 5 children enter the movie theater as well. Under the age of 8. I'm like, you got to see your first horror movie sometime.
This is a movie.
Mine was Jaws.
This is a movie about you.
Well, then I wondered if people saw the preview and thought it was a children's movie because there's a bunch of kids running around. And I love that the kids are outside.
Did they come with grown-ups or did they just come
No, they
in?
came with grown-ups.
Okay.
But maybe the grown-up was looking for a nice movie to take their kid to on a Sunday afternoon.
How many kids? How many grown-ups?
I think it was overall 4 different families brought children under the age of 8 to Weapons.
All right.
And just an assortment
so 4
of
kids under 8.
Boys, girls.
4 kids
and
under
a baby.
8. 4 kids
4
and a baby.
kids and a baby.
So 5.
So 5 kids overall.
5 people under 8.
When I tell you they fussed that whole damn
Who?
movie, the baby, the children, 2 of the kids were playing a game. You can't bring games for your kids to play in the movies. Maybe this is me shaking fist at
game
cloud.
that lights up?
No, like something that clapped. Something that made sounds. And I don't want to be
They
that
were making
I don't want to be that
noise in the
childless
theater?
person. Because I hope that one day when I have a kid, I bring it everywhere. Because that they're gonna, be one with my life. And I love the movies, support the movies. And I will say it provided some comic relief. It's a horror movie, so when the children are losing their mind a little bit, it makes you laugh. At one point, the kids were interacting back and forth with the movie. You're like, no, don't. And I was like, shut up. But I'm fine with, if you want to take your kid to a horror movie, that does not bother me one bit. Because you watch whatever movies you decide you want to watch. If you deal with your children and their nightmares. I had my big horror movie. Mine was 6th and 7th grade is when I really dove into loving scary movies. And I suffered for that.
6th and 7th grade, you're
It's a little
11,
different.
12, 13?
No, you're 10, 11, 12. Over 10.
In the 6th grade, you're 10?
I think so.
Okay.
Aren't you?
I don't know. Let's
I
do
don't
it.
know.
Let's
I
do
always
it.
struggle. No,
Five,
I struggle with this.
5, you're in kindergarten?
Sure.
5, 6, kindergarten.
Okay.
6,
7,
7, first
first.
grade. 7, 8, second. 8, 9, third. 9, 10, fourth. 10, 11,
Fifth.
11, 12.
6th. You're in between.
So you're
that period.
11 to 13.
But anyway.
Yeah.
The baby. Back to the baby.
Because
If your baby starts-
that's who you hate.
This is who yes.
You hate babies. Go ahead.
Well, no.
Go ahead.
I just think.
How many babies do
movie
you have?
tickets
Oh, wait.
are-
How
I
many
have
babies?
0 babies.
So somebody hates babies. Go ahead.
I have 0 babies.
Do you ever babysit?
Yeah.
No.
I used to.
When's the last
I was
time you
a
babysat?
When I was in high school.
Okay, so how many years ago was
I
that?
dog sit. Same difference.
So you like dogs? Same difference.
No, I don't like dogs.
A dog
Dogs
is the
make me
same as a
money.
baby to you.
To some people's family.
A dog is the same as baby.
Not
All
to
right,
me.
So you hate
I'm just saying to
you
the people who
just
have
hate
them.
babies.
I don't hate babies. I was just talking to you off air because
About
you
wanting a
said
baby?
babies on planes. I sympathize with babies on planes. Their little ears hurt and they're just trying to travel with their family. I never get mad about it. I mean, I don't want to say I don't get mad about it. I get frustrated when babies cry on planes, like any of us would, because it's annoying to have to listen to when you're on a long leg. But I always feel bad for the baby and the parents because you do what you got to do. But the movie is a choice. And I think if you bring the baby to the movie and they start to cry,
You got to walk out.
you have to leave
You
the
gotta
movie.
walk out with the baby.
What are we doing? You have to think about those around you. Movie tickets are too expensive now. You can't just have a crying baby.
No.
And I wasn't going to leave at any point in the movie because then I would miss the movie.
You didn't want to call. It sounded like a whole lot of noise was being made. You didn't want to call up front and be like, hey, y'all got to come in here and kick this baby out.
I don't want to be that person.
Why?
Because you're just trying to enjoy a night at the movie. I don't want to be that person, but if somebody else wanted to be that person.
Come on, man. Go do your own dirty
But I was
work.
okay. I was kind of shocked that you can bring a baby to a movie. This was my first experience with a baby in a movie.
No, you bring babies all the time to things.
I know.
And
I see babies in restaurants. I see babies in bars.
It's just understood that you're going to.
Take the baby if it starts crying.
You've got a good grasp on
Your baby.
general politeness. You can't have a grasp on a baby. You can't have a grasp on a
You
toddler.
never know.
You can't have a grasp on people under the age of 11. They're just doing stuff. Do they know? Are they aware? No, probably not. You as the parent have to tell them what is and is not socially acceptable. But you have to do that as a parent outside of wherever the hell you are. So in the movie theater, the kids are making noises with the game that they're playing.
Yeah.
You got to be like, hey, yo, stop that or I'll take that and I'll stick
Right.
you in the hot car and with the window down and let you figure it out from there. If you got a baby who's being fussy in the theater, just pick it up and take it outside of the theater. You had the baby. You brought the baby. I'm sorry that your experience is being ruined now because of your crying ass baby. Don't ruin it for everybody else. If you're in a bar, this is the one that gets me.
Okay.
If we're in a bar and your child is just running around terrorizing the establishment, I just want to trip the child. I do. I root for your child to run face first into a table, into the edge of the
Just
table.
cry harder.
Good. And then
if you were
you'll-
already letting them run around, then you probably aren't taking them out.
Then you'll get up and take them. You'll have to because they're injured at that point, blood gushing from their little faces. You'll have to take them someplace. Like, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You cannot control these kids. You can control you and your
I
general
agree with
understanding for human interaction and politeness. We don't want to hear your baby crying. We don't want to see your badass children running around all over the place in public. Just pick that little twerp up, take it someplace else until it calms down, and then come back. That's the rules. That's how I was raised.
Can I tell you the other thing that happened to me in this movie?
What?
Couple comes in like 20 minutes late.
So that like 20 minutes into the movie?
Previews,
So-
post previews. We're
Okay.
20 minutes into the
All
movie.
right.
They sit down, and I remember mentally being like, you missed a little chunk of the movie. But whatever. You come in. Again, the movie tickets are so expensive. I would be like, oh no, I paid all this money for a movie ticket, and I'm 20 minutes late. But you never know, things happen. You show up late. Woman taps me on the shoulder. Hey, did I miss anything?
What? Ain't no way in hell.
And I go,
What movie are you? What movie theater?
Downtown.
What type of people are coming to the downtown theater?
Me?
Is it people like you?
It's just all people.
Okay.
Everyone goes to the downtown movie theater.
Listen.
So anyway, she taps me, and I'm like, at first I say no, and then this is so me. In my head, I go, she actually did miss a lot.
Don't
so I
tell
go back
her.
and I go,
You didn't tell
I
her.
go,
No.
did you watch the preview?
No.
And I try to give her like a little bit. We leave. I feel like she feels, secure. Her boyfriend went to the bathroom. 20 minutes late, goes to the bathroom, comes back. She goes, oh, the girl next to me just told me that this is what. And I'm like listening, and I feel very accomplished for helping her now give the information to him. And like 10 minutes later, she taps me again, and she goes, I just love her, don't you?
No.
And I'm like, we're not friends.
No.
We are not doing this the
Wait,
whole
if she-
movie.
so she's behind you?
No, she's next to me.
So she's
There's
beside
seats,
you.
There's two
Okay.
seats between us, and she's leaning over the two seats to tap me. Gosh. And at that point, I was like, and then she never said anything again. And then my attention turned to the babies. It was like a top 3 movie watching experience.
gosh.
But you have to go see this movie in a movie theater.
Okay.
And I just realized how many good experience of not to be that person saying like go back to the movies, but between Sinners, Naked Gun, and this, I feel like those were 3 movies that I saw in a movie theater that were amplified by the viewing experience in the movie theater.
Okay.
It's a good time.
And only one of them had babies,
And only one of
children,
them had a
and
baby.
People showing up late asking
And it
you
was
questions.
still fun.
Okay.
It didn't ruin the movie.
All right.
It's made for an entertaining experience, but please don't bring your baby to the movie. Thank you. All right,
go.
more Hot Mess Express stories to get to. Let's start with new member of the Torn Achilles Club, Mariano Rivera, one of the best closers of all time, tore his Achilles in the Yankees Old Timers game. The Yankees throw an Old Timers game every year where their former players play, and apparently Mariano Rivera was in the outfield and he took a little tumble and he popped that Achilles. He popped it. That's tough. That's when you realize that you're old. I feel bad that he had to go through that, but it makes me feel better that even ex-professional athletes get to a point where it is dangerous for them to play in company-sponsored events of the game that they once knew and they loved. And I hope that he gets better. It won't happen quickly, but I hope he has a nice 6-month recovery window. At least he's rich. Anytime I see these now, I'm like, at least they're rich.
He's rich.
He doesn't have to work.
And he's retired.
Yeah,
That's
he's fine.
like rich and retired, 2 R words I hope to be.
God, I strive for those two words to go together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rich, retired, and relaxing.
Well, I think
can't wait to be 85.
I think 85.
And achieve that goal.
Goodness, I'll never get there then.
It's over.
Gosh. Whole life is just gonna be work, 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 work. Work, 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 work.
Get your ass on and go to work.
Do it.
Do it. Okay, what story do you like the most?
It doesn't matter. Pick one.
All right, let's do the 50-foot hot dog. Have you ever thought what would a 50-foot hot dog look like?
Many times I have dreamed about a 50-foot
Well-
hot dog being in my mouth.
Behold, a
my
50-footer
Let me see.
actually occurred
Oh, the
at the
way.
Chicago White Sox game this
the
weekend.
things I do to this hot dog.
50 feet long. So this was all part of, because I saw this video, I was like, why the hell is there a 50-foot hot dog at the Chicago White Sox game? They threw a party that was in honor of their former quirky owner, Bill Veeck. So they called it Bill Veeck Night, and they brought back all these stunts and tricks that he would have been a fan of, I guess. They had a pregame petting zoo, a roving circus with a clown that went around the stadium. That's traumatizing. They had an ice sculpting display on the concourse, a chance to take the photo with the 50-foot long hot dog. They gave free haircuts to anybody who was there. The first 15,000 received a bobblehead, and they did a event called Married in a Minute, where they gave 2 White Sox fans the opportunity to get married in a 60-second ceremony officiated by 1983 American League Rookie of the Year, Ron Kittle. That's quite the day at the baseball stadium.
You-
Feels like they could have had the hot dog at one game, the wedding at another game, the petting zoo at another game, but just smorgasborded it into one night.
You had me at 50-foot hot dog.
I know.
Like, how much chili cheese was on that thing? Like a 50-foot chili cheese
It looked
dog?
like it was just a dog.
Just a plain dog?
It looked like a plain dog on a plain bun.
Well, listen, give it to me. I'll doctor it up the way that I want to doctor it up. Because I'm consuming all of that meat, all 50 feet of that. Give that to me immediately. Oh, I love me a good hot dog. I was talking with a buddy of mine this weekend. She's like, yeah, what's your favorite thing coming off of a grill? I like ribs. And somebody else is like, I like pulled this or that. Hot dog. Give me a good dog off the grill. That's all I need. I love me some hot dogs.
As Steven said in the chat, too many bare hands touching that hot dog.
They aren't on the actual hot dog. They're
It's
on
on
the container. That's
One would
fine.
hope.
That's fine. We good. And I'd still eat it. Whatever. I eat off the floor. I don't care.
Some NASCAR driver broke his collarbone during a celebration.
That's why you don't celebrate. Act like you've been there before.
Like you've
Act like you've been there before.
Connor Zilisch fell out of his car while celebrating his win at the Xfinity Series Mission 200 this weekend. He fell out of the car, broke his collarbone. That is a tough scene. At the top of your game and then so very far at the bottom. He was climbing out of the car and the window net was on the door. And as soon as he started spraying water, his foot slipped and down he went. He was like, and that the collarbone is so glad it wasn't any worse and that the collarbone is the extent of the injuries. But hate I couldn't make it to the race today. It's a real one. Wanted to get back out there. Broken collarbone and all. He's a rookie. What a great start to your career, though. Like, great. We talk about lore building. Great story. Hey, I won. I celebrated. I broke my collarbone.
Turn up.
That's it for a Monday. We went 2 whole hours for you guys. You're so welcome. We'll be back tomorrow. Mike Wallace will join us. We'll catch up with him. We'll see what's going down the rest of this week. I hope everyone has a wonderful start to your Monday. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.